Welcome back, everybody, to the 423 Football Podcast. It is our Week 10 preview show today, and I'm your host, Brandon Bouchard, joined here by Brett Hamilton.
Hello!
And today we're going to have another beer of the episode. You want to introduce this one? We're recording these back-to-back, as most people know. I'm still sipping on the coffee beer from last episode because it is very, very stout.
Yep,
so,
it's a thick one.
Yeah, you go ahead and introduce the next beer.
This next one is Dab, D-A-B. It's
Dab on them.
It's the original style from Germany. It advertises premium draft quality beer. That's its biggest claim to fame. Is it's supposed to taste like you're drinking it straight from draft, which we all know is the best.
Looks like a can to me.
Yeah, and it looks, as you pointed out, it looks like O'Doul's. It is not.
The label looks like O'Doul's.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and crack it open. Brandon might crack his open a little bit later, so we're just going to see what happens.
Yeah, and again, we do not take money from these people. We are not sponsored by these people. We just like drinking the beers these people make. So, that's all there is. Man, that one's foaming too. Something's wrong with your fridge.
Yeah, well, to be fair, we did take these tailgating, so
Ooh.
it may have been tossed around in the car a little bit.
They've been boiling over. All right, so anyway, before we jump into the matchups, as usual, we'll have starts and sits at the very end. But is it good?
I will say, it's weird for me to say that it tastes like it's a draft coming out of the can, but that's really interesting.
I'll have to try it here in a minute.
Yeah, that's interesting. I like it.
Yeah, but obviously, like I said, Week 10 matchups preview. We'll go over starts and sits at the very end. But before we do that, we are going to do a little, I guess, game. I don't know. It was just, we tried to think of like a question to do, but this is going to be like basically take a running back and just build him out of like all the other running backs. So we got 5 categories here to build our perfect running back, and this is out of current running backs. So I don't know if you had him in there because he's out for the year. Did you put David Johnson in here at all?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I should have said that beforehand, but
I was doing it as like all of these players are like, I don't know. I've put a couple of players in there. I won't necessarily put them in now, but how they performed in the past would be. But they're still playing in the league today.
Okay.
So we'll do that. It'll be fun.
But anyway, we have 5 categories. We got speed, strength, vision, agility, and pass catching. So, you want to just go through all of yours first?
You want to do it category by category or what?
Sure. We can do category by category. Who you got?
Speed, Tevin Coleman.
Really?
Yes. I just love seeing him get into the open field. You saw him last year just demolishing defenses, just taking off downfield. It was honestly a tie between him and Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, that's my guy, Kareem Hunt.
Because I knew that you would put him.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be the same.
Well, I was going to put Leonard Fournette because Leonard Fournette does have the highest speed recorded so far this year,
which is incredible.
Yeah, but Kareem Hunt, I mean.
He's watching
right,
play.
He's right up there when it comes to speed. All
Yep.
right, strength. Who you got?
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, baby. I like that.
Oh man, I mean, just watching him, it's just obviously he's like what 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", something like that.
I mean, he's tall. He's tall for a running back.
He's a monster for a running back size, but people just bounce off of him. Like he just doesn't go down. I mean, his numbers don't really show it this year. He's not really getting the workload he should be, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But just from pure strength, I love what I see from Derrick Henry.
Yeah, he's a monster. I'm going Leonard Fournette here.
Yeah.
He's just everything we thought he would be and more at this point.
Power and speed.
Yeah, power and speed. But, yeah, he's going to be my strength guy. Vision.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yep.
Cannot. I mean, you probably have the same one.
Yep, I do.
But there is no one in the league with better vision than Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, I like Lamar Miller. From vision.
Yeah, that's true.
From vision perspective,
he's one of those patient runners too, and he's pretty quick too.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to put Le'Veon Bell here.
Yeah,
he's
what he's
the epitome.
known for.
He's revolutionized the jump cut and like patience in the backfield.
Yeah.
Agility.
Not technically as much this year, but in recent history, Adrian Peterson.
In agility? Really?
Yeah.
All right.
You ever seen his juke move?
I mean, I've seen him.
It breaks people's ankles.
I mean, he's more of a power guy, but I guess.
Yeah. But I like seeing him. I like seeing him get an open field and just making people miss.
See, I thought you were going to put Kamara in that one. But,
no, that was pretty close. I was wavering, but I just had to pay my respects.
Yeah, well, I'm not putting Kamara. I'm putting LaShawn McCoy because.
Yeah.
I mean, if
no introduction necessary.
If you look up the word agility in the dictionary, there's a picture of LaShawn McCoy right there. So, what more can you say? Pass catching.
Can I put anyone else other than my guy, David Johnson? Just can't get away from him. He's just all around monster.
This was the hardest one for me because
I almost put Alvin Kamara for this one too.
Yeah, because running backs have been. Like, the pass-catching ability has really, really stepped up in the past couple of years, especially for running backs. David Johnson, obviously, he's been one of the best. Le'Veon Bell, I chose him for this one as well.
Nice.
Just because we saw him in the past. He was even used in a slot role a lot of the times before Juju and Martavis got back. But, yeah, I was going between Le'Veon Bell and Chris Thompson because I like what Chris Thompson's been able to do recently as well. Yeah. So... You want to go through all 5 of yours real quick again?
Yep. Tevin Coleman for speed, Derrick Henry for strength, vision of Le'Veon Bell, agility of Adrian Peterson, pass catching for David Johnson.
All right, and mine are Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, Le'Veon Bell, LaShawn McCoy, and I'll just say Chris Thompson to divvy it up. Actually, I think I'm going to post these on Twitter and let people vote for them, see which one is better, which one they like.
Nice.
All right, jumping into the Week 10 matchups preview. Still got bye weeks going on. This week we only got 4 teams, luckily. Chiefs, Raiders, Eagles, and Ravens. So, a few big name running backs, some big name receivers, quarterbacks, all going to be out this week. So, first matchup of the week, Seahawks versus the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. Cardinals could actually, surprisingly, jump the Seahawks in the divisional standings with a win, which is mind-boggling.
But will they?
I really doubt it. Seahawks still don't really have a running game. It got slightly better. Obviously, Dwayne Brown coming in and solidifying that left tackle role. Eddie Lacy was doing okay until he
got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt. Thomas Rawls, I think he's an okay play here. But Russell Wilson, I mean, if there's going to be someone running the ball, honestly, he might be the leading rusher most weeks for that team.
Yeah, I would have no doubt.
Yeah, it's a good matchup for Jimmy Graham. I like Graham in this one. I still like Doug Baldwin, even with Patrick Peterson possibly being on him every now and then. Doug Baldwin's mainly in the slot, so it probably won't matter that much. Cardinals coming off a pretty decent fantasy week, but don't expect that again this week.
Yeah, well, it was against the 49ers, so temporary expectations.
Adrian Peterson last week, 37 carries, career high. Yeah, surprisingly, career high.
He is 32 years old.
But do you expect this? I mean, this amount of care. I mean, I don't expect him to have the fantasy value that a lot of these RB1s or even RB2s really have.
I think he's a low-end RB2 option.
Yeah, but do you expect him getting this level of or this many touches from here on out?
If you want to believe Bruce Arians, yes, because he's come out and said that he is going to feed the beast. I mean, that's what he wants to do, and the game script worked in their favor this week. I don't expect it to be the same way in Seattle. He has had 77 touches in 3 games. That is atrocious.
He's going to run him into the ground.
He is. He's going to get hurt. I mean, he's coming off a short week. There's no way he's getting 37 touches again. But the way that they want to use him, I think in between 20 and 25 carries a week is going to be about it. He is the focal point of that offense right now because the quarterback play is just terrible. They can't throw the ball. So they just want – and – they let Adrian do exactly what Adrian Peterson has always done in this past game, is where you run it a lot in the first half, and then by the second half, he's breaking off these 10, 15, 20-yard runs because he's just wore out the defense. And if they can do that, that's fine. But I just don't know that the game script's going to warrant that.
All right, I got the Seahawks winning this one.
Yeah, Seahawks.
Seahawks on Thursday night. All right, Packers and Bears. Packers are still trying to open things up with Brett Hundley at the helm. I mean, you've got to be scared or worried or something. I don't know. It's hard to roll out any Packers at this point and expect a big game or anything like that, or a reasonable game, really. But I don't know. I guess from my perspective, I think they're trying. I think it's more the play calling. Obviously, I mean, Brett Hundley, towards the end of that game, granted, it might have been slightly garbage time, but I mean, he made some really, really good throws, tight throws.
It was garbage time.
Yeah,
but
he needs to get more comfortable in the pocket. I understand that, but you're not going to win games, and you're not going to open things up if you're doing these. He had his first 12 passes were within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. Yeah. That's not going to do anything.
Yeah, they brought up an interesting chart. It was the first 2 drives or something, or maybe it was just the first drive, where it was 13 passes and none of them went for more than 10 yards.
Yeah, you can't. That's not
very odd.
It's not going to work that way. But I mean, the passes he did completed over the when they started throwing over the middle of the field and actually down the field, they were pretty good throws. He didn't throw a pick in this game, which is improvement, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Packers want to get things going, and if you want to feel comfortable with them starting fantasy players on this team, Hundley, the play calling has to be better, and Hundley has to get a lot more comfortable back there in the pocket. He can't just see pressure, put his head down, and start running around like a scared cat.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to ask you. I forgot to on the last show. Mike McCarthy comes out and says that Brett Hundley is not our issue right now, and he says that there's some very lopsided statistics. Look close at those. They told the story. So what statistics is he talking about? And what do you see? Is that fake news or?
I don't know what lopsided statistics he's talking about, because from a statistical point of view, other than touchdowns,
I was about to say it kind of leaned in his favor towards the end of the game.
Hundley looked pretty good towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
But no, I still think it's just the play calling. Yeah. Obviously, I've been skeptical of McCarthy's play calling in the past.
Yeah.
Even when Aaron Rodgers was quarterback, and they half the time I remember
slant routes all day.
Well, I just remember countless 3rd and 1s, and they're just running the ball every single time and getting stuffed. I'm like, you have the best quarterback in the league.
Let him do his thing.
Yeah, you gotta play. You can't just manipulate and hinder people just because you might be feeling that you can't do a certain thing, but you have to try at some point, because if you're not doing that, you're not going to get anywhere, and it's not going to matter.
Would you start any of the Packers running backs?
I'd prefer not to.
Yeah.
If I had to, you still have to say Aaron Jones. Tom Montgomery's going to be the 3rd down back.
Well, I think that they obviously wanted Aaron Jones to be the feature back in this past game. I mean, they come out, he was the back on the 1st and 2nd drive. It's just he couldn't get anything going. Tom Montgomery did a little bit. And nothing phenomenal, but I think going forward, it's still going to be Aaron Jones.
Yeah, but I mean, Hundley threw the ball a lot. He did okay. It's just he's got to take shots down the field, which they did a little bit, but they've got to.
He threw 38 times.
Yeah, they've got to get more comfortable with him actually throwing down the field. Obviously, all these defenses are going to be sitting back just waiting on these little dump-off routes because they know that's what they're going to do, and they're just going to tee off on it.
Yeah, I really hope they don't do that again.
Yeah, but anyway. On the Bears side of the ball, Mitch Trubisky is passing, almost as limited as Brett Hundley. Bears will most likely in this game. I expect them to lean on the running game. I expect Jordan Howard to be the primary guy, and I think Howard has a pretty good game here.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a game for Trubisky to finally get in a rhythm and actually start throwing the ball, I think it's going to be this one. I think there's going to be a lot of passes thrown on both sides.
Yeah.
In this one, but I don't know. Packers dealing with injuries too. I want to mention Morgan Burnett is already listed as out for this game, so I mean that's going to open up the secondary for the Bears.
Yeah, we got to talk about, or I got to at least mention. We're Ryan Bulaga out,
Yeah.
ACL tear. That was painful.
It just keeps getting worse.
It really does.
Anyway.
I thought you were going to mention him, but I could, that's just more injury bad news.
More injury bad.
In Green Bay, yep.
But, yeah, still picking the Packers.
Actually, I'm picking the Packers this week. The Bears aren't as good as people think they are right now. I think they've had a couple of kind of flip-flop games. I just don't think the Packers are as bad as that people think they are going forward. I think they're still figuring out what their offense is going to look like with Brett Hundley. But I think just the more experience he gets, the better it's going to be.
Yeah, and obviously the Packers defense isn't helping Hundley at all. They didn't even force a punt on Monday night.
Yeah, and you can't
pitiful.
do that. Yeah.
Saints and Bills. I expect a very high-scoring game here with fantasy points to be had all around. Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, best duo in the league? You think?
True news.
Obviously, Devonta Freeman, Tevin Coleman's one of the bigger ones.
Not this year.
No, not this year. Last year, that was
just
all of them.
just based on offensive production, the Saints have just been so dominant that. Now, granted, we've never really seen what the Saints' offense looks like coming from behind. You know.
That's true.
So I don't know what that's going to look like. Is it going to be all Kamara?
They're definitely built to come from behind. I know that.
Yeah.
It's just, from a running back perspective.
All of that. I mean, they played the Packers first week with Brett Hundley. They played the Buccaneers, who barely have a team. They've played. Was it the Bears before that?
I believe so.
It was probably. I think it was the Bears before that. And so it's just they haven't had to play from behind. I mean, it's all been kind of game management, and Drew Brees has been kind of teeing off on defenses. And I don't know that he can do that against the Bills. I mean, I know he physically is able to, but the Bills have shown some real signs of life on defense.
Yeah, Bills have been pretty good on defense, but I think the Saints are just so good on offense that it's not going to matter. We even saw the Jets pick them apart last week, surprisingly.
Yeah, it was surprising.
Michael Thomas versus Bills pass defense. Obviously, Tre'Davious White has been very, very good rookie corner this year.
Yeah.
I'm not really that worried. I think Michael Thomas is still going to get his. Ted Ginn has 4 straight games of 50 yards. Do you? I think it pretty much. I think it ends this week. Honestly, I don't see that happening against this team. No. I think it's going to be. I don't know. I think it's going to be a lot of running in this game for both sides.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm not really excited about Ted Ginn this week.
Yeah, Kelvin Benjamin expected to play this game. First game with the Bills.
Fire him up. I'm starting him.
Yeah, they definitely need him. If you've been, I know people have been starting Deontay Thompson a lot. He's been getting a lot of targets in this Bills passing game, but that's going to go down, especially with Kelvin Benjamin there. And Charles Clay may be back this week. He's been dealing with a knee injury. We'll have to monitor that throughout the week. LaShawn McCoy, still a must-start. You're obviously rolling him out there. Tyrod Taylor, very relevant, possible streamer option this week. I got the Saints.
This one was actually close for me, but I'm going to go Bills.
All right. Browns and Lions. Browns still looking for the first win. Maybe they'll get Josh Gordon back here in a few weeks. Maybe that'll help get things going. But for the time being, he's not there. So, Corey Coleman might be back this week. He's been dealing with he had the broken hand issue. Definitely good to have another pass catcher for the Browns. They have been pretty much without anyone, honestly.
Yeah.
In this game, I know before the bye, Crowell had a pretty good game. Are you still, who would you rather have, Crowell or Duke Johnson in this one?
In this one, I'm going Duke Johnson. We saw Ty Montgomery have a little bit more success against the Lions on Monday, and Aaron Jones just found nothing. I think it's going to be more of a Duke Johnson game. If you could put your money on any of them, I mean, I don't love the Browns.
You're not excited to start him.
No.
On the Lions side of the ball, great matchup for the Lions pass attack. Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, rolling them out there. Who do you like more in this game, Marvin Jones or Golden Tate?
I like Marvin Jones. I think he's going to have a better game. Golden Tate, I mean, they're both safe options, especially against the Browns. PPR, I might lean towards Golden Tate, though.
Yeah. I still don't like Amir Abdullah.
No.
He got in the end zone last week, but
He doesn't look good.
Well,
Have you watched his runs?
no,
It doesn't look good at all.
He doesn't look very good.
He can't break a tackle.
No, he can't do that. He fumbled twice.
That's going to really drag you down.
Yeah, and the Browns have a pretty decent run D.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as people think.
Right.
So, yeah, I'd still rather start Theo Riddick if I was choosing between him or Amir Abdullah.
Yep, me too.
I got the Lions winning this one.
Lions, yep. Never bet on the Browns.
All right, Bengals and Titans. Titans are slowly getting things together. Things are starting to roll. Bengals still a complete mess, in my opinion, as we saw, as even A.J. Green went crazy.
And yet is still playing.
And still playing. Get the salt out.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Mixon's still not getting things done, even when he is getting the ball. So I know we talked about that a little bit on the last show. His just yards per carry and just his ability just hasn't shown yet. So
yeah,
I'm still not liking him.
Nope.
Tyler Kroft, I think he's a good tight end play this week. If you're desperate, if you're looking for a streamer, can you start DeMarco Murray right now? I mean, you have to be scared to start him, but
oh yeah, I'm definitely scared to start him. This is kind of it's one of those situations where you spent a really high draft pick. You know he's a good running back, or has been in the past, and so you feel like you absolutely, in every situation, have to start him. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think he's hurt.
He's definitely hurt.
Yeah, and especially this week. But do you think that this is the time just to switch to Derrick Henry?
If
you were the Titans, what would you do?
I would definitely. I'd say just go ahead and let's switch it over. I love DeMarco Murray. I get
I do.
that.
Yeah,
but
I like
I
DeMarco.
think I don't know if it's his last year of the contract or what, but
I'm not sure either.
It's definitely, obviously, they're going to move towards Derrick Henry eventually. DeMarco Murray has dealt with health problems. He's dealing with them now. I think it'd just be better just to shut him down for the season. Obviously, if he's a free agent after this year, he's not really your problem.
He's a free agent in 2020.
Okay, so we got a little while.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, maybe a trade option. They could do that, but...
What? Yeah.
But Derrick Henry.
Why not just go with your young player? Like, he could be a feature back. He's built like a feature back.
Well, yeah, he definitely is. But I think they kind of want to have like a 1-2 punch going on with him, and they're still sticking to their guns there.
Yeah.
And I love DeMarco Murray.
He's just not healthy, and they keep rolling him out.
Yeah,
he doesn't practice because he's always banged up, and then they roll him out, and then he does meh.
And like we've seen with a lot of different running back cores in the past, you have to roll with one guy.
They haven't played one game this year with DeMarco Murray out the whole 4 quarters, have they?
No.
Why not let DeMarco Murray rest one game, give Derrick Henry a full workload, and see what happens? Yeah. What's wrong with that?
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. But I don't know. I don't know.
Especially this matchup, because I think the Titans are going to beat the Bengals. But
yeah, spoiler. I love the Titans pass catchers in this game: Delaney Walker, Rashard Matthews, Corey Davis.
I'm all about Corey Davis.
Yeah,
I still he looks so good. Spent first round pick on him. They're going to use him. They want him to be the number 1 wide receiver. Play him. I think he's going to have a really big week.
Yeah. As Brett mentioned, he has the Titans. I'm going with the Titans as well.
Titans at home. We got the home Titans.
Yeah, Nash Vegas.
They've let us down a couple of times this year with our picks, but
not this week.
Not this week. Not this week.
All right, Steelers and Colts. Steelers coming off a bye. Colts coming off a win over the Deshaun Watson-less Texans. Surprisingly, start all your Steelers in this game. They're rested. They're well rested. Le'Veon Bell.
Start the defense.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell is going to have a fantastic week. Martavis Bryant will play in this game. What do you expect his role to be? Obviously, Antonio Brown's role is not changing, but is it going to be Martavis back in his role, or is Juju still going to be the guy we saw a few weeks ago?
This one's tough. I mean, your guess is as good as mine because we have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. We have no idea what the conversation is between Martavis Bryant and the management of that team. I don't think that just because a player complains that he's not getting enough receptions or targets or opportunity, that we just automatically just throw him in front of everybody else. I don't like that approach at all. You saw Martavis Bryant go off on Twitter, Instagram, social media, whatever. That was a whole big thing. But that was after a game that they won. They don't need him to win because they won that game, and Juju Smith had a great game, and then he got bashed by his teammate Martavis, which, I can understand Martavis, being frustrated. He's worked really hard to get back in the league, and now he doesn't feel like he's being featured as much as he should. I think they should have traded him, but that's just me. I still like Juju more than Martavis going at this game.
Yeah, I do too. Until we see something out of Martavis.
I mean, you're taking a huge risk in trusting the management of the team and what they've said, because we've said it before. Oh, Marlon Mack's going to get a bigger role in the offense. We've seen, what was that? Was it the Jets that said Bilal Powell would have a featured role, and he got 5 carries or something like that? I mean, we've seen it's just reports from coaches that don't make any sense.
Yeah, but I if they can figure it out between having all 3 of those guys on the field, it's going to be hard to stop. It's going to be very hard to stop.
If Big Ben can actually spread the ball around instead of just throwing it to, I can't blame him for just throwing it to Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell all day. Why would you not?
But I honestly, I don't see how, pretty much, at least 2 of these guys had, if you have all 4 of those guys on the field at the same time, I don't see how at least 2 of those guys aren't open every single time. So it shouldn't be that difficult to just spread the ball around.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
All right, Jacoby Brissett, on the Colts side of the ball, I think he's a viable streaming option some weeks, not necessarily this week.
This week, no. I don't like him at all.
Tough matchup here. T.Y. Hilton, Jack Doyle. You rolling either of those out here? Or any Colts in general?
I'm starting Jack Doyle. I'm actually sitting T.Y. Hilton. Actually, I'm actually trading T.Y. Hilton.
Very, very smart.
You say you saw him capitalize on he took advantage of a weak defense in Week 9, and you say thank you and goodbye. You ship him out as fast as you can, because he's going to be matchup dependent, and the Steelers are not a team I want to play that game with.
Yeah, I definitely.
But Jack Doyle is pretty solid because he's just getting the target shares, and he's one of the. I mean, he's gonna be open.
Yeah. What would you take for T.Y. Hilton right now? What do you think you could get?
Coming off of this week, do you think there's any chance you could get a Jerick McKinnon coming off a bye week?
Yes,
I think that's a trade that I would do in a heartbeat.
That's a good one. I like that
because T.Y. Hilton's coming off one of the best games he's had all year. Jerick McKinnon's coming off a bye week. We've all kind of forgot about him, and Latavius Murray had that one big game that's still lingering in people's minds. I'd take it. I think that's something that you could reasonably get.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Would you say T.Y. Hilton? Would you accept this trade? Well, theoretically, would you accept this trade? T.Y. Hilton for Devontae Adams.
Ooh, man, that's a tough situation. Oh my gosh,
both are being kind of muffled right now. So
I think I'd still stick with T.Y. Hilton because we've actually seen him.
Yeah.
At least produce with his backup quarterback.
Devontae Adams had that touchdown 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and
before the bye week.
He had 10 targets this past week.
He's getting the targets, and he had a touchdown. Obviously, they didn't get any touchdowns this week.
Yeah, but until I see something, I still have to say T.Y. there. Hilton. But I think you could package T.Y. Hilton and a running back, maybe T.Y. Hilton and I don't know, maybe Doug Martin.
Marshawn.
Or Marshawn
coming off a big week.
Or J.H.I. or something like that, and maybe even push for Kareem Hunt. Maybe.
Yeah. You get that owner that's super down on him and think that he's in that kind of mid season
lull
funk.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, Steelers in this one.
No, I got the Colts. No, I'm just kidding. Steelers.
All right, Jets and Buccaneers. Jets have been looking pretty good, while the Bucs are still struggling to find identity. Bucks will be without Jameis Winston and Mike Evans this game, so very, very tough situation for the Bucks. Ryan Fitzpatrick's still a capable QB. May not be so much fantasy-wise, but he's enough to keep other players relevant.
He's going to have too many turnovers in this game to be fantasy relevant, in my opinion.
But obviously, no Mike Evans, so Deshaun Jackson's got to step up.
I love Deshaun Jackson this week.
Yeah, Cameron Braid, I'm raving about this week. Harvard boys, the two Harvard connections. And then I finally get to mention him, Chris Godwin. Is this the time?
Chris Godwin. He might actually have. He's going to see his snap count. Obviously, by default, has to go up. He is fast. He's good, and this may be his opportunity to shine.
I'm still standing by the fact that he's the best wide receiver in this draft, outside of Corey Davis.
Yeah, Corey Davis is really good.
Yeah, outside of Corey Davis, I still think Chris Godwin is the best.
Think he's better than Juju?
I do.
All right,
I do.
Fair enough.
Chris Godwin, he's a freak.
Yeah,
he's
I don't disagree.
But I wrote down Bucks have to establish a run game. I'll let you talk on that a little bit because I think that's pretty much the foundation or where they went wrong when they started really letting games get away. They got away from the run.
It's a coaching decision that I don't agree with. Every time that they even feel like they're pressured to score a lot of points, the default is to just let Jameis just throw at will, and then we all criticize Jameis for making a bunch of mistakes, but he's actually just throwing so many balls that, I mean, obviously something's going to happen that's not good.
Yeah.
I think this week they're going to return to the run game because Ryan Fitzpatrick is not as good as Jameis. He's a backup quarterback. He makes a lot of mistakes. He's going to throw interceptions, and they're going to say this is a winnable matchup at home against the Jets. The Jets have been playing really well, but I feel like that they're going to find their run game this week against the Jets. So I think Doug Martin is a very, very good play.
Yeah, it's a tough. Jets have been a tough matchup, but I do agree the Bucks I think can exploit that. Yeah. There's been a lot.
They've already ruled Jameis out, so they've got a whole week of game planning to go around this, and they're gonna realize that they need Doug Martin to win that game.
Yeah. On the Jets side of the ball, Josh McCown, I think he's a streamable quarterback pretty much the rest of the season. He's proven that even against tough matchups, he's been pretty effective. Matt Forte, we mentioned him, I believe, on the last show. I think it's going to be kind of like what we saw last year. We saw Forte have the incredible first half, and then he fell off. Mm-hmm. This year, I think it's going to be the opposite. I think it's going to be he had the crappy first half and is kind of dealing with injuries, and I think he's going to have a pretty good second half.
I agree.
I don't expect 22 points a game, obviously, but I think he's.
I do every week.
I think he will be fine this week. Now, from the Jets pass catchers, can you rank who? I guess obviously Jeremy Curley. I think he's suspended for like 6 games. Mm-hmm. But I guess who we got? Robbie Anderson, Jermaine Kearse, ASJ.
Out of those 3.
Yeah, I think I asked that a few weeks ago. But.
Yeah, well, it's a good question because every week, I mean, those are some really, really good fantasy options.
Yeah.
In this matchup, I would go Robbie Anderson, ASJ, Jermaine Kearse.
Yep, same here.
The Buccaneers have actually been pretty good against the tight end. The tandem of Levante David and Quan Alexander have been pretty shut down against the tight ends. They haven't seen a whole lot of fantasy production this year.
All right, you actually convinced me during your Bucks spiel. I had the Jets picked, but I'm going with the Bucks.
I'm honestly going with the Bucks.
I know. All right,
never bet against your own team.
Yeah, very true. All right, Vikings and Redskins. Vikings coming off a bye. Redskins coming off a surprising upset of the Seahawks.
That game. Did you watch that whole game? I mean,
Redskins Seahawks.
Yeah,
it was just very unusual.
Why? It's coming off just such an incredible game. I mean, did Deshaun Watson just really wear the Seahawks out or something?
I guess something, but they made life uncomfortable for Russell Wilson. He still ended up with a decent fantasy day, but
he did. Yeah,
but anyway,
he's always going to.
Yeah, back to the Redskins and Vikings. I kind of expect a low-scoring affair between these two teams.
I can see that.
I think the defenses are pretty decent. Don't let one bad game deter you from Chris Thompson.
Yeah.
I still think he's the best back and honestly the best playmaker on the Redskins. Yeah. So
I'm definitely selling Rob Kelly.
Yeah.
I picked him up off waiver wire, not waiver wires. I picked him up for free in one of our leagues. I'm going to be looking to flip him for something a little bit better this week.
Yeah, but it's kind of a tough matchup. Minnesota's a good defense, but Chris Thompson, I expect.
And they're coming off bye.
I have a lot more faith in Chris Thompson than any of the other guys.
I do.
Josh Doxson, obviously we saw him. He's trying to get into that wide receiver X role.
I wish he would.
He's probably going to be up against Xavier Rhodes this week, so I really, really don't want to start Doxson at all.
No, if I had better options, I would. I don't feel terrible about it because I really think that they're going to try to force the issue with Doxson.
I do too.
And they need a number one wide receiver. Kirk Cousins is not the type of quarterback. He's not a Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz can throw it to anybody on the field and be productive. I don't think Kirk Cousins is that guy.
Yeah, I don't either. I do want to. If anyone's still holding on to Terrell Pryor, get rid of him. He is not. He's not even a part of this offense anymore.
You can't even trade him at this point.
No,
it's sad, judging by how much hype there was going into this season. But man, it's bad.
Yeah. Jordan Reed. He's still dealing with a hamstring injury. Probably not going to play this game. Vernon Davis, I still kind of like as a tight end streamer.
Yeah.
Even against Minnesota. Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater on the Vikings side of the ball. Teddy Bridgewater will be the backup in this game. So if Case Keenum were to go down, I mean, God forbid, but Teddy Bridgewater, I guess, would step into that role. We might actually get to see him.
Yeah, no, I mean, he'll be activated and ready to go, but he'll be a backup.
Yeah.
And if they get into I don't expect this, but if they get into a negative game script where Case Keenum just kind of fumbles all over himself. Maybe the pressure of having Teddy Bridgewater behind him,
he's lurking,
just staring at him.
He's lurking.
Maybe that just makes him kind of pee himself and just get off the field.
Maybe. Stephon Diggs. He's probably going to be up against Josh Norman. So
you think he'd be on Stephon Diggs or
Thielen? Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think he'll be on Diggs more than Thielen.
Do you think that they would even move him around or
no? But I feel like Diggs is. I don't expect a big game for Diggs. Just he's still kind of a little hampered off of his groin injury. Yeah. I know he's been resting.
Yeah,
but
he's been injured in the past and has done nothing when he comes back into games after injuries. It's just been bad fantasy.
I do expect a big game from Adam Thielen. I really like him in this game.
I like him just about every week though.
Yeah. Honestly. Jerick McKinnon is still the guy to own, I believe.
Yeah, I personally dropped Latavius Murray because I had to
for buys
to fill in for buys, and I do not feel bad about it at all.
Yeah, he had that 1 week and everyone freaked out, but McKinnon's still the guy.
He's so much better, and I'm not playing that game with Latavius I think this is going to be the week, and then he puts up 1 point. I'm not playing that game.
All right, I actually have the Redskins winning this one. I think it's going to be very low scoring and very close, but I think it's going to be Redskins.
All right, I got Vikings.
All right, Chargers and Jaguars. Leonard Fournette will be back this week, barring any other disciplinary issues. D.D. Westbrook should make his debut this week. Obviously, we should have seen him last week, but they screwed that up. So D.D. Westbrook should be in this game. I'm really, really excited to see him play. I know Bortles and the Jags don't throw as much as they used to.
Yeah.
But D.D. Westbrook's a dynamic receiver, and honestly, they have a nice set of young receivers. They're not very big, but I mean, Allen Hurns, Marquise Lee, Keelan Cole, and now D.D. Westbrook. I really like the talent there, and obviously Leonard Fournette's gonna get his.
Oh, yeah.
Melvin, on the Chargers side of the ball, Melvin Gordon, he should be the focal point of the offense, especially this game.
Yeah, the Jags have not a very good rush defense.
Yeah, Keenan Allen's probably going to be guarded by Jalen Ramsey in this game. So and obviously Jalen Ramsey's not being suspended. So
and Jalen Ramsey is a really, really good cornerback.
Yeah, Keenan Allen isn't sit him. I've been down on him all year.
Yeah, I understand that. He does get a lot of the targets, but not this game. He's going to be really covered up.
Yeah. I pretty much hate anyone not named Melvin Gordon or Leonard Fournette in this game, honestly. I'll take the 2 running backs.
Would you start Dede?
No, not yet. Not yet. I don't know where they're going to put him. I assume Casey Hayward's going to be on Marquise Lee.
Yeah.
And Chargers actually have a Desmond King, their rookie cornerback, has been playing phenomenal.
Yeah, he has.
And Jaleel Adai has been playing phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think the Chargers. I think it's going to be kind of a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a lot of running.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go by pretty quick.
Yeah.
But I think anytime either of these teams drop back to pass, they're going to be crushed by some of these edge rushers.
Yep.
I got the Jags winning this one though.
I do have the Jags.
All right, Texans and Rams. Texans are trying to find life without Deshaun Watson, while the Rams are dominating under Sean McVay and Jared Goff. Not the best matchup for Texans fantasy options. Obviously, DeAndre Hopkins had the touchdown last week. But do you really want to start anyone in this game outside of DeAndre Hopkins?
Todd Gurley, yeah.
I mean, sorry, on the Texans side of the
sorry.
ball. Sorry. I didn't say that. That's hey, on the Rams side of the ball.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, who wouldn't I start on the Rams side? On the Texans side, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller, I think he could have a good game. Decent. Because he is involved in the passing game.
And the sheer volume,
he's the volume back. Deontay Foreman is not a pass catcher, and I think this is a game where the Rams are going to be up pretty large, and so I think Lamar Miller is going to see a lot of work.
All right, on the Rams side of the ball, obviously you said Todd Gurley. I expect a huge game from Todd Gurley here, unfortunately, for our
dollar bet.
Yeah. But
I got off to a pretty good start.
Yeah, Jared Goff, I think perfectly good streamable option. I think he's going to have 20-plus points again this week.
Yeah.
Now, Rams pass catchers, we're starting to see them open up a little bit. Rank them.
That is a tough rank.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to go.
And throw Gerald Everett, their tight end, in there. Because I've been wanting to talk about him a little bit.
Okay. So, what are the options? How deep are you going to go?
Cooper Kupp, Sammy Watkins, Robert Woods, Gerald Everett. Rank those guys.
I'm going to go Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Sammy Watkins, and Everett.
All right. Yeah,
Everett may be in front of Sammy Watkins.
I
still don't like Sammy Watkins.
I mean, I like the big play. He's like boomer bust, basically. Yeah. But I don't know. It's very close. Robert Woods getting involved. I like Robert Woods. I love his talent. I loved what he could do in Buffalo, and I think he's going to be great now. And Jared Goff, obviously, McVay's starting to trust his arm and letting him throw the ball.
And that really bodes well for him.
And the offense, I mean, they're the highest scoring team in the league. They have the highest point margin. It's just Rams are just firing on all cylinders. I got the Rams.
I do have the Rams. But I want to make the comparison. What do you think about this? The Rams with Sean McVay are what the well, now I lost it.
Huh.
Who's the Ducks? The Oregon Ducks.
Oh, Chip Kelly?
Yeah. Compare him.
I thought you...
Yeah, compare...
When you said Ducks, I thought you were talking about...
No.
The Mighty Bucks. I was like, Coach Bombay? What are you talking about?
No, I wouldn't forget about Coach Bombay. No. But compare it, like, is Sean McVay to the Rams what they expected Chip Kelly to be to the Eagles?
I think it's kind of a different situation. I just think, I think Jeff Fisher was just that bad. I think Sean McVay's an incredibly, like, he can relate to all these young guys because he's so young, and I love it. I mean, he's a smart guy. He knows how to, he reminds me kind of like John Gruden back in his younger days. But Chip Kelly coming in, I thought he was going to pretty much fail in the NFL to begin with.
But I'm talking about just like expectations. Like Chip Kelly, he was the coach at Oregon.
Well, expectations.
He had like a ridiculously high scoring offense at Oregon. And then Sean McVay comes in and he does the same thing, but he actually converts to the NFL, or he actually produces in the NFL in terms of the high scoring offense that the Eagles wish that Chip Kelly could have gave them. Yeah, that was my comparison.
I guess, but the expectations are kind of apple and orange because like Chip Kelly, obviously he was like prolific. He was the epitome, or he was like right up there with Saban.
Yeah.
For college coaches, then he comes to the NFL and they expect him to do that. Sean McVay is kind of like he was kind of a no name, honestly.
Yeah.
And he comes in and does this, so the pressure wasn't really there.
No.
So I don't know. I mean, it's working. Granted, Chip Kelly, I will say his first year, or his first or second year, he actually did get things going.
Yeah.
He had Michael Vick. And it worked pretty well.
How do you not get things going?
Yeah, and even with Nick Foles, but...
Yeah. I just like the innovation of those two. I mean, Chip Kelly, obviously the innovation didn't really work, but like Sean McVay, it's very creative and just like I feel like everything's like spur of the moment play calling and no one expects anything.
The pieces are similar. Obviously, he doesn't have a running quarterback, but like the playmakers on the outside, I do like that. And the defense. Yeah. Defense is a staple too.
Yeah. But
son of bum, Wade Phillips.
But Sean McVay is a better coach than Chip Kelly.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about seeing Sean McVay coach for a while.
Yeah.
All right, Cowboys and Falcons. Falcons still struggling without Kyle Shanahan. Cowboys looking like the boys of last year. Now, that may change with Ezekiel Elliott's suspension situation. Obviously, the hearing's on Thursday. I guess that'd be later today.
Yep.
Hopefully, we'll have... I don't know. I expect him to play this week. I expect a ruling some point in the... sometime next week.
Yeah, and whatever that ruling is, it'll be appealed, and then we'll be in the same conversation next week.
Yeah,
and then probably the week after that, there'll be another appeal in there, and there'll be another hearing, and then 4 more appeals, because that's all we do in the NFL is appeal.
Apparently. But anyway, Terrence Williams, Des Bryant. Terrence Williams dealing with a knee injury, Des Bryant dealing with a knee and high ankle sprain, apparently.
Yeah.
So I honestly think Des Bryant's going to be out for a few weeks.
I think Des Bryant has a very good chance of missing multiple weeks. I think Terrence Williams, it was kind of a minor injury, and I think he's good to go this week, and I am firing him up. I think.
Now, what if both of these guys are out? Obviously, Cole Beasley's been one of the better options, but Bryce Butler, I think he should have been playing ahead of Terrence Williams for a while now.
Yeah.
Are you willing to roll Bryce Butler out there?
No. No, that is a extremely risky, it may or may not pay off streamer. If you're thinking about that would be a flex option, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If I was gonna, I would honestly rather play Jason Witten than.
I would too.
That guy.
Yeah, you're right.
I'd rather flex him.
All right, good matchup for the Falcons.
Yeah.
Granted, Cowboys have found a pass rush, which has really helped pretty much everything.
Yeah.
But Falcons, I just think they have to get Devonta Freeman going. Granted, he is apparently dealing with some undisclosed injury.
I know, and that is dangerous.
I don't know what to think of that. But
I know I really like Tevin Coleman if Devonta Freeman misses a week.
Yeah, but regardless, Devonta Freeman or Tevin Coleman, whoever it is out there, they have to get the running game going.
Yeah.
That was a big part of their offense last year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Matt Ryan had a great year, but
he did.
It was on the back of the run game.
He's just not doing the same thing this year.
No, and Lord help Julio Jones that he's not even used. That's how just not used to seeing a ball come to him in the end zone that he is.
He was so surprised.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh God, there's a goalpost near me. I don't know what to do."
He saw the end zone paint and he just freaked out and said, "Oh, my hands don't even work because I'm getting the ball."
He's like, "I've never been here with a football. What am I supposed to do?"
Oh, that poor. Oh, if you haven't watched that, go back and watch.
No, you don't need to watch
that. It's painful, and I honestly believe that the way that game was going, if he would have caught that, they would have won the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got the Cowboys winning this one though.
I do have the Cowboys.
That's expecting Zeke to play, granted, and
yes,
yeah. But
yeah.
I don't know. It might be kind of tough if Dez and Terrence Williams sits. It might be a pretty good game. Might be close.
Yeah, I would agree with that because Dak has looked really good, but we haven't seen him without those pass catchers.
Yeah. All right, Giants and 49ers, set to be a messy game. Game of the week, is this it? All right,
Eli is the dumpster fire of the week.
Eli Manning might be benched. There's talks of that. Davis Webb could start. Davis Webb's clearly not the answer.
You definitely can't say he's the answer.
Dude, I was thinking
pretty much anything.
See, I wasn't expecting this year because I actually had. Before all this mess happened, I had Giants as a playoff team, but obviously they're in the running for a top 5 pick now. They're going to be looking at one of these quarterbacks. I guaranteed. I don't know. Obviously there's a ton of them: Sam Darnold, Mason Rudolph, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
One of them has got to go to the Giants. There's no way that one of them doesn't. Obviously, I haven't seen Davis Webb play much. I saw him play at Cal, but I don't know. I don't think he's going to be the answer to that.
No.
Obviously, if Davis Webb does start,
everything's downgraded.
It is.
Even Evan Ingram's down.
Yeah,
downgraded.
Unfortunately.
Ingram.
But if Eli keeps going, Evan Ingram, I think he's a must start every week at tight end.
Absolutely,
he is.
Yeah. He's a wide receiver,
killing it. Sterling Shepard, clearly the wide receiver to own. Not really the best situation.
No.
Orleans Darkwa, same thing. Running back to own, not best situation.
I really like Orleans Darkwa this week, though. Against the 49ers.
Yeah,
I saw Adrian Peterson just demolish the 49ers last week.
Very true.
I think that, spoiler alert, I have the Giants winning. But
stop spoiling.
But I think the game script's going to go in favor of the running game. And I think Orleans Darkwa is going to have a fine game.
All right, on the 49ers side of the ball, Jimmy Garoppolo may start this game. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for that. I still think it might be a few weeks off. I think they're going to kind of ease him slowly into the system.
I will say that the fact that the coach came out and said that he may not play this year is like the most asinine thing that I've heard all year.
I don't know. I think maybe a few games towards the end of the year, but I honestly understand him not trying to rush him in. I
completely understand that, but to say he's not, you traded away a third and fourth round?
I think it was just a second.
Okay, a second round pick for this quarterback. You want him to start. His contract's up at the end of the year. You're either going to have to sign him to a mega contract, or you're going to have to franchise him. Do you really want to do that if he doesn't play a single game for you in 2017?
Hey,
that is just dumb.
Hey, that's what we've seen that with quarterbacks the past couple years.
Why would you take that? Why would you take that risk sight unseen? That's
talk to your boy John Lynch. He's doing this. But
I know.
There's obviously there's nothing to lose this year. I do think it. Yeah. I think quarterback's a very testy position to timing's everything. Like when to bring him in. How they learn the offense. If you bring them in too early and they don't know the offense, it can screw up their mind and bad habits and things like that.
I will say, C.J. Beathard against the Cardinals last week, he attempted 51 passes.
I didn't know that.
And no wide receiver on that team caught more than 2 passes.
Oh god, I don't even.
Just let that sink in.
Oh, that's not even pretty. That's why I expect a heavy dose of Carlos Hyde this game.
Yeah.
Like you said, Orleans Darkwa on one side, Carlos Hyde on this side.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not being suspended. I like him in this game. I think Matt Breida actually has some decent value in PPR in this one too.
Yeah, Matt Breida and Carlos Hyde were the pass catchers last week.
Yeah. George Kittle already ruled out for this game, so
that's kind of painful.
Another pass catcher. Receiver's going to have to do something. I don't even know. Marquise Goodwin's their number one guy now that Pierre Garçon's down.
Yeah.
So Goodwin may be okay. Janoris Jenkins should be back, so I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, that one's dangerous.
I got the Giants winning this one.
I do have the Giants.
All right, we're getting close on time, so I'm going to run through these last 2 matchups quick. Patriots-Broncos, Sunday Night Football. Patriots coming off a bye. Broncos coming off a beatdown from the Eagles. Brock Osweiler, in no way the answer for the Broncos. I think they're just waiting on Paxton Lynch, which I still don't...
Which, he's not the answer either. He looked awful in preseason.
Yeah,
Broncos, preseason is preseason.
I expect the Broncos to draft a quarterback. A.J. McCarron should go to the Broncos. That'd be a perfect place for him. I know the Browns deal kind of fell through, But
Well, obviously can't this year, but
yeah, but I think that'd be nice.
I can see that.
Good game in theory for Broncos running backs. But
In theory.
they don't.
They have to.
They don't seem to want to run the ball. I really don't like the situation. C.J. Anderson, I still love his talent and what he can do. I love all his running backs, really. Him, Devontae Booker, and Jamal Charles. But they're not running the ball. Patriots side of the ball. Chris Hogan, shoulder, likely out again. He's yet to practice, so I don't think he's going to play. Rank the Patriots running backs.
Dion Lewis.
Yes.
James White. Mike Gillislee.
I'd even throw Rex Burkhead at this point in above Gillislee.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I wasn't thinking about him, but yeah.
I think he's going to
I don't think Mike Gillislee is relevant anymore.
Yeah, I got the Pats winning this one.
I have the Patriots. Broncos look terrible.
All right, Dolphins and Panthers. Last game, Monday Night Football. Panthers, a tough matchup for the Dolphins. Dolphins, a much easier matchup for the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey finally getting the work and maybe even the production. We saw him get in the end zone. He had 20 touches last week.
20 touches. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Even though, he hasn't done a whole lot with it and up until now.
Yeah, he's still not looking phenomenal.
But no, by no means.
The team's looking a little better.
It's just the opportunity.
Yeah, Devin Funchess, the clear wide receiver X in that offense. He's getting targets. He's definitely getting some of the first looks out there. Greg Olsen possibly back this week. If he's out there on your waiver wires, definitely go at him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now on the Dolphins side of the ball, I like Kenyon Drake and Damian Williams. Just in that offense, but this week, who you liking more if you had to pick one? It's a tough matchup with the Panthers.
Yeah, this week I'd probably lean Kenyon Drake. He had the yardage last week. It's just Damian Williams had the touchdown, so his fantasy production looked a little bit better.
Yeah, Devontae Parker, Jarvis Landry. I think they're kind of okay if you're desperate. Still not the best matchup, but Parker's looking healthy. Cutler's back, and obviously Parker's his go-to guy. Kenny Stills is. Yeah. I don't even think you can play him if Cutler's the quarterback.
No, I think
that's so weird. Just night and day.
Yeah, Kenny Stills was a big pickup. I think it was 2 weeks ago when Matt Moore was starting. But now with Matt Moore not starting, Kenny Stills, you just send him back to the waiver wire.
I got the Panthers winning this one.
Panthers. Yeah.
All right, moving into our starts and sits of the week. We'll go through these really quick. Brett, go ahead. Quarterback start.
Marcus Mariota versus the Bengals. I think the Bengals are pretty much garbage at this point. They can't get anything going. Passing, running, nothing. So I think Marcus Mariota, they've already come out and said that they want to get him more involved in designed running plays and things like that. So I think his fantasy floor goes way up. I think he has a good game.
All right, I'm going with Matthew Stafford playing Cleveland. Obviously,
just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, leave it at that. But Lions can't run the ball. Browns have a decent run defense, so they're going to shut that down anyway. I expect Matthew Stafford to have a very good game this week. Sits at the quarterback position. I'm going with Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton playing Tennessee.
Other side of the ball, Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, Bengals just look atrocious. Titans, their pass defense is actually coming along pretty well. I think they're top 5 in interceptions on the year. So, very good sign. Starts at the running back. Go ahead.
Orleans Darkwa versus the 49ers. You saw what Adrian Peterson did last week. I think the 49ers are going to win this game, which means they're going to run the ball. And I think Orleans Darkwa has a kind of a breakout game.
Yeah, I'm going with the other side of that game, Carlos Hyde. Giants still struggling just all around.
And C.J. Beathard can't throw the ball.
Yeah, I think Carlos Hyde has a very, very big game. Sits at the running back position. I'm going with Lamar Miller. They're playing the Rams. I think they're going to get down early. I don't think they're going to use Lamar Miller that much. Honestly, I think Deontay Foreman might actually get a decent amount of carries in this game. But, I don't know. You're still kind of... If you're desperate, you still kind of have to roll Lamar out there. But
I
yeah.
do.
Who are you sitting at the running back position?
I am sitting Rob Kelly versus the Vikings. He's not going to score 2 touchdowns every week.
Yeah.
And I think Chris Thompson's the guy to own.
Yep. Starts at the receiver position. I'm going with, I had like 3 names written down, but I'm going to go with Golden Tate.
Yeah,
I had
that's a good
Stafford as my start at the quarterback position. Obviously, Golden Tate's going to be the receiving end of that. Playing Cleveland, I expect at least 10 catches. I expect over 100 yards, maybe even a touchdown.
Yep. I'm starting Kelvin Benjamin. I know it's kind of risky coming into a new
First
team,
game.
new offense. This is his first game with Tyrod Taylor, but I fully expect that the Bills are going to play with their newly acquired toy, and they're going to see what he can do. I say fire him up. I know the Saints have been pretty good. I don't expect Marshawn Lattimore to be to follow him everywhere on the field because it's his first week. I think he's definitely going to be a good option in fantasy.
All right, I'm going to be sitting Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's going to be playing Jacksonville, probably going up against Jalen Ramsey. Don't like him. Haven't really liked him much this year. Not liking him this week.
Yep, that's a good one. The tight end position, I'm going to go Evan Ingram as my start. I have written on here that he is playing the Giants.
He is the Giants.
That is not accurate.
He will be playing the Niners.
He will be playing the Niners, and I think that's a positive. I think I picked them to win. I think Evan Ingram's going to have a good game. I mean, he's just as viable as any of the receiving options there.
My tight end start of the week, Jimmy Graham, going up against Arizona. I think they're going to attack the middle of the field big time in that game. I think Russell Wilson has a pretty good game, and Jimmy Graham at least 1 touchdown, I believe.
Yeah.
Tight end sit. Who you got?
O.J. Howard versus the Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting. He's had 2 or less receptions in all but 1 game this year. So I don't think you can rely on that at all.
Yeah, I'm going to be sitting Julius Thomas. Obviously, I think
coming off a big week.
Yeah, he was the number 1 tight end last week. He's playing Carolina this week. Don't expect that again.
Yep.
Starts for defenses. I'm going with the Lions. A lot of Lions in this one on my starts. Lions playing.
Well, it's generally like it leans towards the team playing the
Browns.
Browns.
Yeah. But yeah,
you're firing up all of them.
Yeah, rolling out the Lions. Enough said. Who you got?
Starting with the defense, I've got the Steelers versus the Colts. Don't forget how good the Steelers defense has been this year.
And how bad the Colts are.
The Jacoby Brissett, he's just not getting it done. I mean, they've had a couple of good games. T.Y. Hilton's had a good game. Not playing him this week. The Steelers defense is the real deal.
All right, we're going to skip the sits at the defensive position. If you want to check those out, you can go and follow us at the 423 Football on Twitter and Facebook, and we'll have those over there. We're running out of time, so are you pretty much done with that beer? I didn't even crack mine yet.
Yeah, I'm almost done with it. It is really good. Dab. It's since 1868, so it's another old one.
It's German.
We've got the old beers.
It's a German
beers
beer
tonight, but yeah. I would say it is premium draft quality beer.
We need to start like ranking these like 3 out of 5.
Yeah, well I know what that Shiner beer would be.
10 out of 5. But anyway, that's going to be our show for today. Don't forget to check out our Week 9 recap show. We'll be back on Friday to give you our League of Record and our mid-season mid-season award show. So definitely want to check that one out. So that's going to be it for today. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the 423 Football, especially if you want to see the starts and sits and waiver wire ads. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on iTunes and Google Play and YouTube. Give us a like and leave your comments and reviews. Thanks for listening. We are the 423 Football Podcast.
Peace out.